and welcome to Share Talk. Today I'm joined by Peter Wall, who is CEO at Argo Blockchain. How are you today, Peter?
Zach, I'm well. How are you doing?
Last time we spoke, the shares I think were about 5p. Now they're 255p. Clearly, it was nothing to do with that conversation that we had, whatever it was, a year ago. But
it was everything to do with that conversation.
I was trying to take the credit, but you know. So today there's been some news on regarding shares. Actually, maybe you want to run us through that.
Yeah, I just actually put out a video, and we just put out an RNS. Some of the directors, 3 of the directors, have sold some shares exercised some options and sold some shares. And for speaking for myself, I've been in this company for a while. It was a personal financial decision to diversify a little bit. Obviously, we're huge fans of the company and feel like we have a great future. But the opportunity, there was a window of opportunity to exercise and sell, and we took it, and hopefully people will understand.
5p to 255p is probably a reasonable excuse on this occasion. Nothing before £10 though next time, okay? Right. And speaking of the share price and everything else as well, you had an announcement this week about going on to the US market, sort of a junior version of the US market.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting the progress that we've made on the OTC market. So we initially were a pink sheet listing that was kind of mid to late December, and then we graduated to the OTCQB, which is kind of like, to use a baseball analogy, we went from single A to double A, and now the OTCQX is like the triple A. So where many of the big companies that don't have a full dual listing are located if you're trying to trade in the United States, and we're happy to be there. The OTC markets people have been great to work with, and the volume on the OTC side has been really strong. I mean, of the number of shares that have been traded, and clearly there's lots of interest in North America in what we're doing, which is great.
Right. Well, obviously here nobody understands what you're talking about when you talk about baseball, but we'll sort of have to look it up later. But speaking of that,
okay, well, let's use the soccer analogy then. It's like the premiership is would be the top, and then what you have the various leagues underneath it. So we're one level below the premiership, I should say.
That sounds good. And also on that note, because one of the big differences between the US and the UK market is the US loves tech and values tech highly, and here we don't. Was that part of the motivation to try and get US investors into being enthusiasts of Argo blockchain? Yeah,
absolutely, and that was something that was as driven as much by people reaching out to us and saying, hey, how can we participate, because we're in North America, we like what you guys are doing, we want to have access to be able to buy and hold Argo shares. So that is definitely a part of it. That obviously the UK market is strong in some areas, and Zach, our UK shareholders have been amazing and have had we've really kind of built a community of shareholders, which is part of the fun with Argo is there's a lots of social media, there's Telegram groups out there. Most of it has absolutely been organic and happened on its own. Obviously, we're very active on Twitter ourselves. But that's so we like both markets. The UK has been great, but obviously the US, and I've said this for since I took over CEO, US is the biggest and baddest market, and baddest in a good way, and we're happy to be there.
And I mean, just going on that point, you've got peers in the US who, from what I've read, are worth have a market cap of 5 or 10 times more. Is that something you would you expect or could happen, you think, if you get traction over there?
I'm assuming that you're referring to potentially having a dual listing on a American stock exchange.
Yeah.
Look, there's what I can say is we are exploring always many opportunities out there. We're happy with where we are. We're bullish on our prospects as a company in the future, and I can't really say any more than that.
Right, and just finally on the USPs of your company, there are aspects of the energy you use, the computing power, things like that. For a layperson, what are the sort of the bullet points there, just for people who may not be familiar with your company?
Yeah, so I mean, we have roughly 17,000 machines now of mining machines across 6 different facilities in North America, We're using between 30 to 35 megawatts of power, and we'll soon be in the coming weeks. We'll be at, as we've announced, we'll be at 1 exahash, so 1,000 petahash of mining capacity, and we'll be at 1.7 exahash by the end of the second quarter. So we're a mid-sized miner with big dreams to continue to compete in the space for many years. And we're also looking at other projects. I don't know, Zach, if you saw that we made an investment in a company called Pluto Digital Assets, which is a UK startup that's investing it's kind of like a DeFi incubator. And they're doing some really exciting things. They've got a great team, and they approached us and said, asked us if we would be interested in being an early investor in the very first round, and we jumped at it. And that, that's, we're super excited about those type of investments as well. Not just cryptocurrency mining. Obviously, that's our bread and butter, but we want to be able to play in the crypto ecosystem in various ways.
So you're widening your net in a way. I mean, I interviewed Atif Yaqub, and he's a bit of a wonder kid, if that's a
he really is.
So that was impressive. And does that mean that you'd be diversifying, or is it something where you're actually sort of?
No, it's a diversification play, absolutely. And that's, we've also made an investment earlier or late in 2020 into Luxor Technology, which is a mining pool technology company based in the US. So any opportunity for us to partner with great people who are doing great things in the space that have opportunities to create yield on cryptocurrency projects is an opportunity we're going to look at, whether it's proof of work on the mining side or whether it's proof of stake, on the DeFi side or Web 3.0 or all of those other kind of technology sides.
Right. Well, Elon Musk seems to be an expert at the moment, so maybe you can give him a call. But on that note, Peter Wall, CEO at Argo Blockchain, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Zach.